The NGTubeEq from WesAudio is great for mastering engineers who need an outstanding analog EQ, but also with digital recall for fast transitioning between projects. It's also amazing for mix engineers who just want to have something that sounds great on their mix bus. It's got loads of cool features, so let's dive in. The NGTubeEq, like many mastering EQs, has 4 bands, but with additional high pass and low pass filters, which is really, really cool. WesAudio have also included the THD circuit from many of their other products, which is a great way of adding a little bit of distortion to sound if you want it. But the real headline feature of this unit is the switchable tube and transformer based outputs. So when these green lights are activated, we're actually running in the electronically balanced output stage, which is super clean and really good for that mastering engineer who doesn't want to colour the audio at all and maybe just wants to make a few subtle EQ changes. For the rest of us, there's the tube and transformer based output, and you'll see that these change to red to indicate that we've switched to this mode. Now this starts to engage the tubes and transformers and gives you some of the saturation and harmonics that you'd expect to hear from them, and we can get that even more by turning up the output knob, and this goes up to about 15 dB. Now this obviously adds 15 dB more signal through those tubes and transformers and does increase the output of the unit by 15 dB. So WesAudio have included the iron pad, which allows us to attenuate the signal by up to 15 dB. Makes sense, right? So if we boost this signal by, let's say, 6 dB, we can then attenuate the output signal by 6 dB to compensate for that, and we get a level signal path. Really cool. So what we'll do now is we'll have a quick listen to what the tube and transformer output sounds like. So I'm going to dial the output all the way up to 15 dB and pad it by 15 dB to get the most out of this. I've bypassed all 4 EQ bands, so we're not going to hear any EQ at all for the moment. And I think if you have a listen to this mix, you'll hear the kick drum, when it's bypassed, be very, very clean and clear and fast. And when I engage the tube and outputs, you're probably going to hear a subtle kind of compression, a bit of saturation. It's a fairly subtle thing. Bear in mind this is a mastering EQ, but I think it sounds amazing. This is one of those things that you can just run audio through like this, just to add some analog vibe to it. So let's have a listen.
There was a ballerina from a small house in a small town. All at once the music overtook her. It was a long road, there was no end in sight. She tried with all her might. There was no end in sight. Through the pines, the winter snow, she saw light.
Another great feature of the NGTubeEq is the ability to solo very specific frequency bands. And this is really useful for finding problems in your mix without being distracted by all the other frequency bands and therefore correcting them. So the way I like to do this is if you boost this by, let's say, 5 dB for a moment, and then we press and hold the THD button. As soon as we grab the frequency knob, this is going to actually solo this frequency and allow us to hear that. And then we can sweep through, find the problem, and then you can actually just double click the gain knob and that will invert the gain and therefore cut out where you've got a problem in your mix. It's a really cool feature. So let's have a quick listen to what that sounds like now.
She wants to know the body of her blossoming. She found a way across the mountains. Beyond the high peak, she found love to keep. Every Thursday night, every time the music overtook her, she loses.
A really cool feature of the NGTubeEq is its mid-side mode. Now, when this is engaged, you can actually EQ the mids of your audio using this side of the EQ and the sides using this side of the EQ. And in fact, you can even solo them individually by muting the other one. So if I wanted to mute the mids and just hear the sides, I press and hold this bypass button and that will mute this side. And I can just EQ the audio using this side then. That's really cool because it stops me getting distracted by this side. And you just simply turn that off again by pressing and holding it. Really simple to use. It seems like kind of a lot to take in at first, but actually in practice it's really cool. Just as an extra bonus, you can actually change the dB steps of each side individually as well. So you'll notice that this side of the EQ, I'm using plus minus 5 dB steps, and this side of the EQ, I'm using plus minus 15 dB steps. And I can change those just by pressing and holding this button. Let's have a listen to the mid-side mode in action and I'll show you how to use it.
Blossoming, she found a way across the mountain. to care. She lose all sense of time, working on a soul groove, working on a night moves, working on a bad mood, working on a new view. By the lake on the sky blue, she built a life unafraid to choose.
Something we've all been waiting for in the analog realm is full digital control and recall, which is obviously a massive time saver. And using the WesAudio plugin supplied, we've got just that. So you'll see here from the plugin, I can just grab a band and start moving up and down, and you'll see this reflected on the hardware. Similarly, I can grab the hardware and play with that, and that you'll see that's controlling the plugin. It's really, really cool. The other bonus, as with all plugins, is we get built-in presets, which allows us to instantly recall a particular setting that we want to use, and we can flick to between those just immediately, instantly done. Amazing. If there's a particular setting that we really want to use, say I adjust this one, and I want to reuse that on other mixes, I can just hit save and name that whatever I want. I can save it into a category and just press the save button, and that's saved forevermore, and I can recall that in other projects. But the real cool thing about this is wherever I leave this setting now and I save my DAW project, whenever I reload that DAW project, it will automatically just recall this setting. It's going to be a massive time saver, awesome for everyone. In summary, the NGTubeEq is an incredibly powerful and versatile EQ, not only with its fully analog signal path, but the fact it's got the instant digital recall, the fact that you can just load a project and the settings just appear without you having to think about it. And that, for me, is a game changer. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this. See you again.